Vista Narrows is a very unique site in that the river gets tight there. It's a place where the water backs up into the valley, into the whole Truckee Meadows. That's why it's called Truckee Meadows.
Probably the easiest way to explain what the Vista Narrows is it's basically the drain in the bathtub. That's where all the water basically comes to that point in the valley.
That's where flooding kind of begins. Obviously, you have localized flooding, but in the river, it starts there and just backs up and then flows through our entire city.
That's where the flood damage really happened during the 97 flood. I happened to be working in a Sparks industrial area, and I was out of work for 2 weeks because of it. We had 3.5 feet at the shop that I worked at. There was about 25,000 people displaced during that time frame from their jobs. I think we have this blindness because we haven't seen it recently. We just don't think that it's that big of a deal. Well, it was a big deal when you're on the ground.
The areas that are in the greatest flood danger, such as in the Sparks industrial area, some of those areas can be 9 feet underwater without the project being built. Other areas that are very much vulnerable are the airport and the area just south of the river, which I call the Reno industrial area.
Our insurance rates go up, your insurance rates go up. It's just part of the deal, the way the insurance companies work. If we continue to flood the Sparks area, they got to make that money up someplace, and that means higher insurance rates for all of us.
The Vista Narrows project is a series of terracing projects that will lower the floodplain next to the river to allow the river to spread out more during floods, and that will lower the water level in the lower river from like McCarran Boulevard downstream and cause water levels to lower in the Hidden Valley area.
We're just trying to slow the water and hold it in other areas where it doesn't do the damage it did by filling up the tub and then backing up into the industrial areas.
Vista Narrows is just one little part of the bigger project. The overall project, while costing in the range of $200 million cost forward, will actually potentially save us $2 billion or more in a large flood like 1997.
In the 97 flood, there was over $1 billion in damages in the Sparks industrial area and even in downtown Reno. For $190 million to have that insurance policy to save against $1 billion, that makes perfect sense to me.
I couldn't imagine being a business owner and wondering if I'm going to have a job or a business to come to a few days later after a flood. So if we can reduce that stress, I don't even put a dollar sign on that.
The Vista Narrows project, because it's widening out the river, it allows for the growth of more native vegetation. You'll get things like cottonwoods and willows. There will be more wetlands afterwards, which is great for wildlife, which would provide shade for fish. Keeping the river in the river and away from the industrial areas is a major environmental benefit. Once Vista Narrows is built, that opens us up for the rest of the project. We have Rock McCarran, we have GSR protection, we have protection along the north end of the airport so that when a large flood comes, it stays in the river.
There's always a worry of what's going to happen, and it would be really amazing to get to a spot where we don't have to worry about that. We just worry about localized flooding, not the devastating impacts of the river flowing.
I'm excited to get this thing underway. We have a great plan. We have very good commissioners on the flood board that are thoughtful and want to make a good project that help the entire region, and proud to be working with them.
If we don't do Vista Narrows, the water will get deeper than it would have been in the UNR area, in Hidden Valley, in southeast Reno. All these areas will have more water, and we would have to mitigate that. And the cost to mitigate that is literally hundreds of millions of dollars. The cost forward for that is $50 to $60 million. We can't build the project without doing Vista Narrows first.